Hey guys, it's Jensen here, and today this is going to be a different sort of video because I'm going to be talking about driving cars in America as a British person. Because, like, as you know, or if you're watching this video, I hope that you're trying to drive a car in America and you're not just scrolling through YouTube and you're like, oh, I know what sounds really entertaining. Let's hear about American cars. Um, yeah, so I hope you're planning on going out to America and trying to drive a car. And these are some things that I found out when I went there for the first time in February and I tried to drive a car in America. Luckily, when I tried to do it, I was visiting my girlfriend in Florida and she knows how to drive a car. You're scared of me driving?
Yeah.
Yeah. Why? Look, it's beautiful.
Do you want me to show you how to start it?
I don't even know if I'm like anything or start
You're
or...
on that side of the car.
This is the wrong side of the car.
You're on the right side. Oh my god. If you want to know how to adjust your seat, there's buttons on the side
Yeah.
that like slide you forward and backwards and adjust the back and stuff. So like,
Okay.
I'm gonna move back so I only crash and then like.
What luck I had. So she came and got the car with me, and she was with me like basically all the time that I was in the car. So she could tell me like what signs mean and everything that I needed to know. But it is fucking hard to keep your car in the position it's supposed to be in on the road when you're sitting on the opposite side of the road. So like in America, they drive the left hand side, well they're on the left hand side of the car and they drive on the right, and we drive on the left hand side of the road and we're on the right. So when you're driving along, like just down a road, you're like, I guess it's your brain's trying to tell you to go on the other side of the road. So the thing that my girlfriend started saying immediately, like as soon as I started driving, was hug your line. So she kept trying to tell me to hug my lane, like the lane in the middle, because I was going too close to the curb. I guess it's because I'm used to sitting next to the curb that I felt like I needed to move closer to the curb. But when you're in the left-hand side, then there's a whole nother seat next to you, so you feel a lot further away from the curb than you actually are. So the first tip would be hug the lane in the centre, like try and stick close to that centre lane. Because American cars, they're fat as fuck. That's another thing. Like if you love muscle cars, like if you love the way muscle cars look, or your dream car is a muscle car, I would change that, because that was with me. I loved Chevrolet Camaros. I always wanted one. I said that's my dream car. I want one. They look badass. Until I rented one. You can't see fuck all. Like you're driving along and you try and look in your blind spots, and it's all just like squished down because it's so small. There's basically no back windows, and like the what they call like the pillars, they come up to like where your face is, so you can only see out of like half the front window. So when you're on the highway and stuff, you've just got to stare into the mirrors and you can't look anywhere because it's all just fucking black and car. So before you buy your dream car, I would advise renting it. The next thing that happened was I got onto the driveway, like no, not the driveway, fucking driveway. I got onto the motorway after I rented the car, and I couldn't see because of like the shitty visibility, so I tried to merge and I must have like merged too close to someone, like they was right up my arse. So they started honking, and in England you see that as, oh you fucking honked me, let's go, let's fucking like car rage. But yeah, in America it's not like that. It's just a beep, I'm here, don't crash into me. So if people start honking at you a lot, that just means like look in your mirrors or check where you're going. They do that a lot of lights as well. Like as soon as the light turns green or even like amber, they just fucking sound their horns beeping away. So don't get offended if anyone beeps at you. The next is a flashing amber, like lights. We don't have that. So you'll come up to like a cross section or an intersection, or like you'll be going across train tracks, or just like going across like a dirt road, and there'll be like lights up ahead, but it's permanently flashing orange, and that means go if it's safe. So that normally means like slow down as you're approaching the light and look both ways. And if nothing's coming, then you can just pick up and shoot off again. But yeah, that confused me when I was driving towards it, because normally in England that means the light's going to change to a red or green. So when I was driving towards it, I was expecting it to change, and I was like, what the fuck, is this broken? Yeah, until my girlfriend was like, no, just look both ways and go. The next thing is like the only obvious thing about driving in America is stop signs. You see them in all the movies. They just mean stop. And if you get to a four-way stop sign, this fucked with me. If you get to a four-way stop sign, like in England with the roundabouts, if you get to a four-way roundabout, you give way to the right, don't you? But that's not the case in America. If you come to a four-way stop sign, it's whoever got there first leaves first. So it's like a first come, first served basis. So yeah, if you get there first, you stop. When the other cars stop, you go first. If you get there last, you've got to let all the other cars go, and then you go last. Yeah, so that's how stop signs work. And if you see them just like in a one-way road, then that means you've got to stop and look around and then go again. You can't just roll past them because that is illegal. And I think that's it with like I have a list in front of me, and that's the list of pointers gone. But for driving in America is just don't worry about it and calm down. Like, it will come naturally after a day or two when you realise, like, when you're doing turns, you have to be on the opposite side of the road and stuff. And another thing that I've just remembered is at traffic lights. In England, if you're turning left, there's two things about traffic lights. Okay, so in England, if you come to a traffic light and it's green, you just turn left straight away. Like, you don't even look, you just turn left. In America, this is the opposite. So if you're going right, you just turn right, you don't even look. If the light's green, you don't even look, just turn right. If you turn left at a traffic light and the traffic light is green, then that means that you've got to stop and wait for the oncoming traffic to like have a gap in it so you can go through. So it's basically like a right turn in England, it's a left turn in America. Just remember that, and don't be like, oh, green light, I can just turn left, because then you'll get smashed into, and that's not good. And the next thing about traffic lights is the turning right on red. When the traffic light's red, you can still turn right as long as there's no one coming from your left. So just look to your left. If there's anyone coming along, wait until they came, and then go around the corner and go. So that's one of the major things that's different from England. Unless the light says no right turns on red, then you can't do it if the light says that. But if it don't, then just go. And even if you forget that you can turn right on red, Americans will honk at you a fucking lot. So you'll realise that you can turn right on red. Gas stations in America is another thing. Like in England, you top up your gas and then you go and pay for it in the kiosk. But in America, you've got to pay for it first. So you go in there, you just say, can I have $20 on like pump free, and give them $20. They'll let you have $20 of fuel. Like, you can just sit there holding the pump and it'll conk out when it gets to $20. But if your tank fills up before the amount of money, like if you say, can I have $30 on pump 1 and you only spend $25, then you go back into the shop and say, like, can I get my change for pump 1? And they'll give you how much you still have left. Gas is also hella cheap in America. I loved it. I drove like 700 miles over the weekend, and I must have only spent like $50 on gas. It was great. The second weekend I was with my girlfriend though, we rented a Jeep Wrangler, and nice little song there.
Do you play one?
Yeah. I would highly recommend renting one of those. You just feel fucking massive, and it's got massive tyres, and it is so cool. It's so comfortable. way better than any muscle car. So if you're going to America, don't rent. Well, I ain't.
See it.
I see it.
It's Jeep. Oh, it's a white one. Oh no.
That's what you wanted.
Yeah. With black wheels as well.
Ooh, maybe we'll find it.
Very cool.
This one's good too. Oh my god.
This is massive.
I love this. Damn.
The roof comes off.
The what?
I'm taking the roof off. I'm taking.
I'm gonna say don't rent a Mustang or Camaro. Just be prepared to see fuck all, and be really low to the floor. Like it's uncomfortable. If you're any taller than like 5'10", you're gonna end up hitting your head on it at some point, and that's not good because no one wants to get assaulted by their car on holiday. Okay, I think I've covered everything on what there is to know about driving cars in America. It's really not that hard. Just give it a go. Drive slow if you're unsure, and just avoid hitting any other car. Because if you avoid hitting any other car, they're probably going to avoid hitting you. Because no one's like, oh yeah, I want to get in a fucking car crash today. So just avoid cars, go slowish, and be careful. And just copy what other cars do. But it's really not that hard. Don't worry about driving in America. Thanks for watching.